Stand for the inductees procession. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Mrs. Kisak, middle school deputies, grade heads, mentors, staff, Mr. Thomas Healey, our speaker this evening, alumni, parents, guests, and of course, the grade sevens. Welcome to your induction ceremony. I would like to, yes. I get an ovation every time I say something. This is very good. Keep it up tonight. Could I just ask you, please, to make sure that your cell phones are off because we are live streaming for the parents who are viewing at home, and so we don't want them to interfere with our technology. And on that note, Mr. Moore.
Good evening, everyone. Bilbo Baggins once said to Frodo, "It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to." This evening is your first step. This evening is your going out the door and stepping out into the road for the first time. While most of you have already been part of the school, the 115-year-old school, some of you are joining us now, but all of you will be welcomed into the middle school tonight. So tonight, we celebrate one of Red Hill's proudest traditions as we officially welcome you, the grade sevens, into the middle school. This occasion marks the start of a momentous journey, and it takes an auspicious occasion to recognize the start of such a journey. So, in keeping with the Lord of the Rings theme, let us start this journey with the words of Gandalf the Grey to the eagles and the hobbit. May the wind under your wings bear you where the sun sails and the moon walks. Thank you.
Good evening, middle school students, our grade 7s and our grade 12s that are joining us tonight. Ms. Kisak, thank you so much for being here. Our mentors who have also joined us, parents, Thomas, welcome, and Basha, it's so good to have you here. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome you all to our grade 7 induction evening. As I mentioned at our opening assembly, grade 7s, you'll probably remember this, middle school is your platform. Now, what do I mean by this? It is your space to discover you, your interest, your skills, your likes, your dislikes. It's your time to try something different. It could be to play a new sport, or audition for the choir, or for the upcoming middle school production. This is your time, and I want you to remember this. Grade 7s, I want you to get involved. Participate in activities that you enjoy and can be challenged in. Volunteer to assist wherever you can. In other words, make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead of you. And there's going to be so many opportunities. You have already made such an excellent start to the year. I'm so proud of you. I want us to keep that going. Let's keep it up. To our new students who joined Red Hill at the beginning of this year, leaving your old school and friends may have been difficult, and I'm talking now from experience. It is always different, not different, but it's always difficult, it's hard to leave people that you know and you've spent time with. But remember, coming to Red Hill means a new beginning, making new friends and building new relationships. By the end of this year, and again I'm talking now from experience, you will realize that joining Red Hill was definitely the best decision that you and your parents made. I know I felt this way at the end of last year. Today, grade 7s, as you pledge, as you promise to uphold the values of care, curiosity, courage, commitment, and confidence, I also want to ask you to commit to the following. Always respect each other. And I know I talk about this often at assembly because respect is important. Remember, we are all different. And I want you to be aware, be mindful of differences, and let's celebrate diversity. Always support one another. Remember, you will be together for the next 5.5 years, not necessarily in the same class, but you're going to have break together. You're going to attend functions together. You're going to be sharing common memories. Become a family, because you are going to become a family. Become a family that looks out for one another. And finally, work towards building a legacy. Now, what do I mean by legacy? I'm asking you to leave something behind. And I know you've got a while, but think about it. Leave something behind, something positive, so that the metric class of 2027, that's you guys, right? So that you can be remembered. Now, I know we don't have time, but at assembly, probably this term or maybe early next term, I'm going to share with you a story about a very special class, the class of 2018. I was their grade head for 5 years, And I'm going to talk about, well, not today at Assembly, about what they left behind in 2018. And I promise to share that story with you. Please also remember that you have an incredible group of people supporting you on this journey in middle school and senior school. Those sitting next to you, I'm referring to your friends, your peers, those who have walked the road ahead of you, our grade 8s and 9s in middle school, and obviously the grade 10, 11, and 12s in the senior school. They've been through this already. And those leading and guiding you. And here I'm referring to your teachers and your parents. Remember, we're here to support you. And when I talk about teachers, I'm not only referring to middle school teachers, but also your prep school teachers. Ms. Kisak, being here tonight is because she cares about you. And it's not easy to hand a group over. Okay, she does trust me, I know she does, right? But she cares for her students. Similarly, when you move on to grade 10, the senior school, you're going to find that I'm also going to attend functions. I'm also going to check up on you. It's because we want to support you every step of the way. And I want you to remember this. You are surrounded by a community of people all wanting you to succeed in the best possible version of yourself. We don't want you to be someone else. We want you to be the best version of you, yourself. Right, and then finally, my last words to you. Embrace this journey ahead of you. Live each day to the fullest. Resolve to be a little bit better than you were yesterday, and always remember to leave people better than you found them. Grade 7s, I'm so looking forward to the next few years with you at Red Hill. I'm looking forward to watching you at cricket matches, tennis matches, watching you in the art classes, make those little pots that some of you were making this week and last week. Let's create memories together. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lowell. I have the absolute pleasure of introducing our speaker this evening. I think most of you will know Thomas Healey. He was our student president in 2021. I do want to begin by saying Thomas has done the most remarkable thing, which was he's already bunking varsity because he was meant to be at the University of Cape Town attending orientation, I think, but he couldn't resist coming home and seeing the family. So Thomas flew in yesterday afternoon, and he has been with us until this induction, and I think you'll go back tomorrow. Yeah. And I do think that that speaks to just how much red there is in Thomas's blood. The Red Hill Red. Thomas, welcome. I am thrilled that you are here. I've already mentioned the University of Cape Town. Thomas is going to be reading for a Bachelor of Commerce with politics, philosophy, and economics as his disciplines. They would like to believe that they've offered Thomas a place. I'd like to believe that Thomas honored them with an application and then honored them further by saying, okay, I'll give you a bit of a trial and we'll see how we go. Thomas had other offers, but let that be. How do I introduce Thomas? Okay, let's get to the real thing. I'm not going to have a stream of adjectives, but I do want to share with you what I thought was quite funny last year. As we began the year and the first staff member said, what are we going to do when Thomas is gone? And that kind of became the theme for 2021. Every time we saw Thomas, we wondered, what are we going to do when Thomas is gone? And I think it speaks to how much Thomas became a part of the heartbeat of this school. Alongside what are we going to do when Thomas is gone, we had things like Where is Thomas? Has anyone seen Thomas? My personal one, on a more desperate tone, I need Thomas. Luckily, I was teaching Thomas, and so that was easy enough. But there were times when I couldn't find Thomas, and then my blood pressure wasn't that good. And I think I resorted at one stage to saying, "Go and find me Thomas." That is how much a part you were, Thomas, and will always be, of what this school is about. Your leadership as our student president redefined the expression tour de force. He was our first student president. We changed our system from head boy and head girl and deputies at the end of 2020. And so Thomas began this new journey in leadership at our school. And may I say, what a remarkable performance. I would imagine, Thomas, that you are going to be in our thoughts and on our lips for years and years to come. And I am indeed very, very proud to call upon you now. I think the best that the brand has to offer to deliver your message. Thank you.
Some would say I just came to hear that, then I can just go after that. Thank you, Mr. P. Good evening, Ms. Lull, Mr. Moore, Mr. Maramandi, Mrs. Kisak, to all the grade 7 parents, to the staff, and of course, the stars of tonight's show, the grade 7 inductee class. I really am so excited to be here today, to be at a ceremony that initiates your middle to senior school career and at the beginning of a really challenging yet exciting chapter in your lives. A chapter of self-discovery, a chapter that will allow you to learn so much about yourself, and ultimately a chapter that is written by you. It's your chapter. Now, living your best Red Hill life cannot be summed up to a 5-step checklist. And if it was, I wouldn't be standing here today, and nor would I want to be standing here today. Because the beauty of the journey that you're about to embark on is that it's individual to each and every one of you. It's individual to the point that living your best Red Hill life is determined by you. It's determined by the opportunities you take and how willing you are to learn. Your greatest asset to Red Hill and the community that surrounds you is the promise to be yourself, to actively defy the status quo and stray away from the path well traveled. A path well traveled is a good guide, but you need to create your own steps. You can't walk in the footsteps of conformity. You need to make your own footsteps and your own legacy. There is no doubt that you'll encounter some of your hardest and some of your happiest days here at Red Hill. However, the responsibility lies in your hands about how you recover, how you fall forward instead of falling backwards. The moments of failure, the moments when you don't quite get it right, are the times when you'll succeed better. Because learning is done best after you get up, after you dust yourself off, and after you strive forward. Personally, my high school career was riddled with mistakes, with failures, and many times I fell down. However, it was in those moments I learned the most about myself and the true meaning of a Red Hillian and the Red Hillian community that you are surrounded by. As I stand here today, after falling and getting up again and falling, I know now that calling oneself a Red Hillian takes courage. Courage to embrace mistakes, courage to lead through example, and the courage to be an active member in our community. One lesson that many Red Hillians have struggled with and grappled with over the years is how to deal with academic misfalls. Now, looking in retrospection, academics in school is about a journey to success. You're going to have bad maths tests, bad Afrikaans tests, bad everything tests. I had plenty. I'm here to tell you today that that does not matter. To live your best Red Hill life is to not make academics the whole thing. You need to take the knocks as a part of the experience, but not make it the whole experience. Especially in your initial years of middle school, take the academic freedom you have now to join clubs, to join committees, to join teams. My memories of high school don't lie behind desks and books. It lies in the shared experiences with friends. It lies in the sports fields and in play and band practice. I challenge each and every one of you today to ask yourself, what is it that I would like to take from middle school? What is it that I would like to take from my schooling career? Let the answer to that be your guiding principle over the next few years. Today, you are inducted as grade 7s, but more importantly, you are inducted as lifelong Red Hillians. Go forth and conquer the next years with the tenacity to fail, the gumption to embrace your individuality, and the spirit to be you and no one but yourself. By doing this, you are well on your way to living your best Red Hill life. Red Hillians, welcome to the family. I cannot wait to watch on as a proud alumni to celebrate your failures, but as a result, your inevitable successes. Thank you.
Thomas, on behalf of the school, we'd like to thank you for bunking university, and we wish you all the best at UCT.
Gives me great pleasure to introduce our performer for this evening, where Cesar Kouyana is going to sing Stand Up.
I've been walking with my face turned to the ground. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can while I can when I can for my people. When the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, so I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling? Calling me to answer, gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my early in the morning, when the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving towards that separating line. I'm wading through muddy waters. You know I gotta make up mind. I do what I can when I can, well I can for my people. And I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, do you hear freedom calling? Calling me to answer, gonna keep on keeping on. And I know what's around the bend might be hard to face, 'cause I'm shine, just as fill up the sky. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, do you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
That was lovely. Thank you so much. Well done. Thank you. And another hand of applause, maybe. And thank you, Mr. Watt. I'd like to tell you a little about the pledge, as it is what the evening is about practically. You will have seen it in your programs. And the pledge, I think, is celebrating its 10th anniversary. Difficult to believe because it feels like we did it just the other day. In 2012, the discussion was around the fact that we would like something more formal to welcome students into the high school at the time. And we spoke to the matric class and asked them for some ideas that could come into the pledge. And they provided most of the meat that's in the pledge. We then wordsmithed that and tweaked and polished for a year or two. But I think the pledge is probably at its final version for now. And what's going to happen this evening, symbolically, the grade 7s are going to read the pledge to you as a commitment to the things that Red Hill stands for. They will also then, once we have done the reading, they will come through the front, past the tables. They will collect their very own copy of the pledge, which they will keep as a memento. And they will collect a little beaded, where is it? That horrible moment when you think, I forgot to put one in my pocket. It's a beaded bow. It's made of wire and little beads. And it's going to go up on the board. All their names are up on the board. And they will present these on the board, symbolic again of their commitment to the pledge and what the school stands for. Just for your information, we began by thinking we would have them made in red. It was the obvious color. We then happened at the same time to have a survey by the Department of Education. I don't know if you're aware, but every now and then you have to count all the classrooms and everything and let them know exactly how many people and what the different races are and all of those things. And as we did that year, we counted no fewer than 42 nationalities at our school. And we were blown away by that realization. And from that came the thought then that we should not have one Red Hill bow, but rather a multicolored one. And so they represent our diversity and our awareness of diversity. And let me also explain then that at the bottom right-hand corner, you will see that there's a little notice there, and next to it hangs a solitary bow. There is no name attached to it. And we offer that each year in solidarity with the hundreds of thousands of children in our country who will not have the opportunities that our students have. And it is our way of recognizing that we are indeed blessed to have what we have, but also to say that we will try not to forget about those who will not get it. And so that's what that means. Could I call upon the 4 grade 7s who are coming up to read this evening, please?
This we pledge and shall do our best to achieve. In thought and action, we promise to honor the values of Red Hill School: care, confidence, commitment, courage, and curiosity. Similarly, and mindful of the role that trust plays in the ethos of our school, we promise to make ourselves trustworthy individuals. We promise to be mindful of the humanity and diversity of all members of the Red Hill family, thereby celebrating the cultural wealth of not only our school, but also our nation. We will strive to accommodate each individual's right of self-determination. In this regard, we'll refrain from disrespecting and discriminating against persons on the basis of religious creed or race. At Red Hill School, we are all members of a family. Therefore, we will assume responsibility. As much as is within our power, for each other's well-being, and undertake to be supportive and kind, nurturing the individuality of each person and affirming his or her right of belief and self-expression. Thank you.
We undertake to be responsible and to ensure that we give off our best across all spheres of school life. We pledge a settled academic atmosphere in our classrooms, recognizing the rights of educators to teach and the rights of students to learn. We also pledge a spirit of healthy competition, be it on the sports field or on the cultural stage, bearing in mind that it celebrates human excellence, and we shall endeavor to respect our opponents by being modest in victory and gracious in defeat.
We promise to abide by the ethos of the school, acknowledging that it is our task to maintain a healthy learning environment each day. In this regard, we shall work towards a school campus that is free of undesirable items, substances, or materials that may be deemed not in accordance with the Red Hill ethos. Knowing that everyone has the right to learn in a clean environment, we will respect the school campus and school property. We undertake to strive towards school grounds that are litter-free and welcoming. We understand that the school uniform is a symbol of the principles embraced by the school. Therefore, we accept that it is our duty to wear it correctly and with unwavering pride. By doing so, we pledge publicly our loyalty to Red Hill School and the Red Hill family. To each other, we pledge honesty, friendship, and encouragement, thus enabling individuals to feel free to build in a safe, caring community. As we move through the years, we will make it our aim to establish lasting relationships that reflect the character of our school and will serve as an example for those yet to follow. All of this we pledge with honorable intention and a will determined to succeed.
Thank you, and very well read. There were some long words in there. They were written originally for grade 9s, so you handled that very well. Well done. My last explanation for the evening, and it's also a welcome. In the last 2 or 3 years, have begun to invite alumni back to witness or to preside at the induction ceremony. And so it is my absolute pleasure to welcome, on my left, Julia Morrison, Mrs. Julia Morrison, who was our head girl in 2011. Welcome, Julia. And then we have Basha Butters, who was in 2021 in our matric group, so just fresh out of school. Welcome, Basha, lovely to see you. And of course, Thomas. Let me say a few more, no, I won't. The idea then is that as they participated in the creation of the legacy that the school has at the moment, it is only fit that they should witness the handing over of that legacy into the hands of the new body of students coming in. Without further ado, then, I'm going to ask the mentors please to come forward, as well as the grade head, and they are going to read out the names in classes. The grade 7s will come through here, up to the board, find your names, and do what you need to do.
Hello, everyone. Grade 7M, come up that way. Ryan Birkenstock. Joy Cheb. Ryan Curry. Michaela Dorenstein-Rowley. Shay Govender. Warren Harlock-Jones. Kira Harvey. Jordan Heggie. Abigail Lee. Nkita Maho. Kiara Manga. Emmanuel Marunga. Aditya Mistry. Thayura Mudlia. Monet Nangambi. Rebecca Owen. Tumo Falani. Zara Pillay. Deepa Ramsamy. Kieran Simon. Amachli Sabisi. And Steph Venter.
The next class up will be 7B. Bailey Beck, Naomi Benjamin, Thomas Collins, Nandika Kanasen, Ahmed Gaini, Nathan Kavanda, Afiga Kumete, Sfara Hira, Tia Hodges, Zara Karp. Untatile Keta, Lihlumelo Kuhlane, Olivia Lawson, Tabang Makoko, Setabile Mkabela, Azania Mileng, Fawaz Mohammed, Andy Nam, Ruhi Ramgovind, Gabriel Thoreau, Jessica Trenta, Alex von Olok, Ryan Wilmot.
I'll be representing 7K. One of my children said this morning, "Ma'am, you're going to monster our names." So I hope I don't. Catherine Allers, Riley Babbage, Mackenzie Bone, Heraclea Cumbias, Michael Drew, Natalia Fernandez, Jade Field, Aidan Govender, Hannah Hotz, Marjan Japorova, Jamie Lee Joseph, Jamae Caswilo, Adam Keswell, Zia Kota, Ramon Leger, Max Lightfoot, Rachel Manda, Zianda Mafoza, Matlatse Mongalo, Samir Nanulo, Maru Ndlovu, Kirtan Pariachi, Isa Suleiman, and Tate Temlet.
And last but definitely not least, grade 7T, Robbie Berman, Gabriella Berger, Alexander Bauer, Kayla Chuggan, Minjing Chen, Bart Doristine Rowley, Jonathan Finn, Dean Goulding, Joseph Govender, Aidan Hanlon, Kayelo Tato Kekana, Eden Kikunyoga, Marie Elrin, Kioni, Wisisa the Diva Kouyani, Yusuf Lunat, Gabriella Masvika, Michaela Morrison, Rutendo Mutasa, Thalia Naidu, Joshua Parsons, Gabriel Richkin, Benjamin Sherman, Jaden Yolanda Marie Simpson, and Cyan Vandier.
I'm now going to call upon the present student president, Canon Race, who is going to deliver his message to the grade 7s. This will be followed by the leadership pledge to the grade 7s also, and a little dedication from the leadership group. But I'll leave that in the hands of Canon and Tandiwe later.
Good evening, Mrs. Lull, Mrs. Kisak, middle school deputies, grade heads and mentors, staff, Thomas, Basha, parents, guests, and of course, the grade 7s. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share some words with you. I vividly remember attending this induction ceremony with my parents 4 and 5 years ago. My buddy Andre was standing in this very spot, sharing his wise words of great intellect and experience. And boy, was I proud to be sitting right there, staring at him in awe, knowing that this giant up on stage had my back for my first year in high school. I want you all to have that same experience. The Red Hill Student Executive has been put into place for that such reason. We all stand here before you to serve. I want to get to know each and every one of you, hoping that I may make a difference to at least one of you sitting here in front of me today. I was told the theme of this induction is living your best Red Hill life. So what a great opportunity to give you all my ultimate top tip to thrive, not only at the school, but at life. Time management. And boy, are you all going to hear that word hundreds of times over the next several years of your high school careers. But it's true. Being successful at time management literally enables you to create time, to do the things you love. Having the ability to make the responsible decision to work now and get that project done early so you can have a sleepover next weekend with your best mates feels amazing. Now compound that. It's a virtuous cycle, meaning that the more you create time to do a little more work now, the more time for play later. And a balanced lifestyle is key in the higher grades. So make sure you all start learning now to manage your time. Speaking of which, I don't really have much time left to speak. So I've decided to dance instead.
And there's a fresh breeze headed down the beach, saving me from the heat. A new beginning on a wave of endless possibility. I feel a good change coming round the bend, can't help but move my feet. It's a different story 'cause I changed the end. I make my own destiny. 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 Dancing in the house, shaking and shouting, overflowing like a soda fountain, moving and grooving That's how we do.
One would think after doing that dance 7,000 times over the past 24 hours that we would get better at it. And we did! So can we give everyone a round of applause? Could I now call up the execs so we can sign the school pledge? As the Student Executive Committee, we are mindful of the fact that it is our duty to act as exemplary role models at all times. Therefore, we pledge to guide you responsibly with humanity, setting an example for you through both our words and our actions. Furthermore, we as the seniors in the school recognize the importance of instilling in each of you a firm understanding of its values and codes of conduct. For this reason, we pledge to communicate honestly and openly with you, thereby enabling you, to the best of our ability, to make informed decisions. Understanding that your relationship with the matric class is of great significance, we will work towards a climate of mutual respect and tolerance towards each other's individuality. Through our daily interaction with you, we will endeavor to promote spirited loyalty to the Red Hill School and engender in you a love of its ethos and all that it represents.
And further, with the aim of promoting equality within the student body, we promise to acknowledge and embrace each one's unique beliefs and backgrounds. In doing so, we hope to make Red Hill School a place where individuals feel safe to express their individuality. Lastly, we will dedicate ourselves to establishing a strong sense of trust among all members of the school community. All of the above we will do in pursuit of a nurturing learning environment that celebrates not only our motto, free to build, but also our values: care, confidence, commitment, courage, and curiosity. This we pledge and shall do our best to achieve.
Thank you very much.
So, Canon, I have good news and bad news. Bad news, you did not manage to improve on your score from this morning. They performed this morning for the grade 8 and 9 induction. Good news is that you scored. For level of difficulty this morning, 10 out of 10. And this performance was a 10 out of 10, so you couldn't have improved on that anyway. However, that residency in Vegas will have to wait. Yeah. Could I ask you all please to stand for the school song?
Okay. Okay, good evening, one and all. I would like to invite you to applaud the grade sevens as the 2022 inductees. So let's give them a round of applause once again. Just to give one last vote of thanks to Mr. Tino Pinero, we would like to thank you for your time, effort, and energy, and your meticulous attention to detail. It is events like these that really create and allow for memories to be created in each one of us. So once again, thank you very much. Could I ask the parents to stand as the procession leads out?
Thank you very much. We are done. Thank you.